All right, facial scare. All right, Bill, this past weekend I went to Vegas to visit my brother and his buddy who currently reside there. They actually caught your most recent show in Vegas and had a phenomenal time. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Said I left last Thursday from Tampa, and soon I touched down in Vegas. I received an out-of-nowhere text from the girl that got away. I was shook. This broad used to live in Tampa about 2.5 years ago, but she moved out to L.A. to pursue her career as an actress. The two of us attended the University of Tampa a few years ago and had an on-again, off-again relationship. Long story short, I was in a relationship with another girl. We went on break, and I met this girl and was hooked. So anyways, her text said, "Hey, who are you going to Vegas with? Because I'm going to be there this weekend too." My guess is that she had seen my social media. My guess is that she had seen on my social media that I was going to be in Vegas. When I read the text, I was very surprised and pretty pumped because we hadn't talked in a long time. And like I said, she was the one that got away. She's absolutely gorgeous, and she also happens to be a really good person as well. Jesus Christ, people, what could go wrong here? We hooked up in Vegas, and it was amazing to see her. We all went out, did our thing, and had one of the best weekends I've had in my life. I'd give you more details, but you know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. All right, you gave her the old meat hammer. Way to be subtle. Anyways, the reason why I'm writing to you, though, is because on the plane right back to Tampa, I was thinking about mine and this girl's relationship and all of our history. And a pretty comical / genius story came to mind about her. I know this is getting long, but I hope it's not as long and boring as that guy writing to explain the fucking origins of Jimmy's a couple of weeks ago. Jesus Christ. But anyways, like I said, when I first met her, I was immediately attracted to her natural beauty and her personality. She is one of these ladies who didn't have to wear makeup or do anything special to look sexy. However, one of the first weekends we spent together, I wake up with her in bed one morning. I go to give her a kiss, and I am immediately troubled. The way the morning sun was shining into the window on her face exposed something I wasn't ready for that early in the morning. This broad has dark hair, and for the first time I noticed she had some dark hair above her lip. Eesh. I was really surprised I didn't catch it before, but it wasn't a thick mustache or anything. It was just like the peach fuzz a 12-year-old boy has before he starts shaving regularly. Regardless, I was taken back, and from that point on that morning, it was all I could notice. Jesus. Isn't it crazy how visual guys are? That's it. Take the most beautiful woman in the world, give her a mustache. We can't. That's all we can see. It's like I'm kissing fucking Burt Reynolds here. All right. So when I went home, I had to devise a master plan. Operation Mustache Removal. I liked this girl way too much, and she was still very hot even with the stash. But I needed a way to get rid of it because I wanted to help her out while also helping myself. All right, now this is why I picked this one here. Listen to this guy. She's got a gorgeous fucking woman. Everything about her is perfect except she has a fucking mustache. Now, how the hell do you bring it up to somebody that you care about that they have a mustache and is fucking turning you off? There's no way to do that without sabotaging the relationship or really hurting the other person. The only way to do that is if you just completely don't give a shit about the other person and just say, hey, if there's any way you could, I don't know how to fucking say it. Well, this is what he did, and this was genius. He said, since we just started seeing each other, I didn't want to come out and say, babe, you shaved today? Seemed a little self-conscious as it is, so I didn't want to tell her and embarrass her or anything like that. I needed a way to remove this stash without being involved. Hence, I did what needed to be done. Listen to this fucking brilliant conspiracy. I called my trustworthy buddy, who was playing hockey in Canada at the time, and told him I needed him to do me a solid, dude. I filled him in on the situation, and he was willing to help me out. Since he had a weird, random Canadian number at the time, I gave him my chick's number and told him to text her and simply say, "You have a mustache." I ordered him to say nothing else and not to respond under any circumstances. He texted me back about 20 minutes later and said, "Mission complete." So this fucking lady, just to get you caught up in case you're confused here with my reading, She gets a random text from a Canadian number out of nowhere that just says, you have a mustache. I can't imagine. Her fucking stomach must have dropped. It's funny. He goes, later that night, I met her at the bar, and she was looking extraordinarily sexy. She seemed to have a little pep in her step. I walked up to give her a kiss, and I looked above her lip, and the peach fuzz mustache was gone. Clean and soft as a baby's bottom. I was very happy how it played out. I helped myself out because that would have bothered me, and I helped her become even sexier. Best part being, she had no idea that I orchestrated that mission. I didn't have to talk about it, bring it to her attention, and hurt her feelings or anything like that. I just had a broad with a clean upper lip. Thought I'd share. Go fuck yourself. Dude, that is absolute genius. And now I just got paranoid because I said what's fucking school you went to and all that shit. I hope you don't get in trouble. But if you somehow your woman is listening to this, a guy does something like that, not because he's being a dick. It's because he cares for you. And we don't know how to... We don't have those skills. How do you tell somebody that? There's no way to do it. I think what he did was genius. Nobody got fucking hurt. You felt great about yourself. He cared about you enough, sweetheart, in case you're listening, that he came up with the plan that, if he put it in another area, he could have, whacked JFK. So there you go. He came up with an enigma wrapped up in a riddle, however the fuck that goes. And you look even better. I would hope somebody would do that for me.